Hey everybody, welcome to Cherry Wayne. Today we're going to work on snowflake number 3 for Flurry Cow 25. This one is a lot easier than it looks, I promise. And today I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into recording the video. I'm not going to do a voiceover, so we're going to do this all together right here and now. So go ahead and grab your materials. If you haven't seen already, this is going to be 6 parts. I have 2 up already. They're in a playlist. And then I have linked a TikTok video where I describe how to stiffen your snowflakes. It goes into all the details because I pre-stiffened all these ahead of time. So I will include that video in every single one of these in our playlist here, so you can make all the snowflakes. And then I did make a video ahead of all of these, which is also in the playlist, that describes what materials you'll need so that you can go ahead and make all of these beautiful snowflakes. I also wanted to say that you can do a lot with these. These can be decorations as they are. You can add a little loop to make them into ornaments. The smaller ones of the bunch, so I haven't made those yet, but there's some smaller ones coming up here. Those would be great for earrings, or you could even just use a smaller hook with this particular thread. So let's go ahead and jump into snowflake number 3. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do round 1. For round 1, we're going to do a slip knot here and chain 6. And then we're going to join that with a slip stitch at the beginning of our chain. And that is round 1. Okay, so round 2, we're going to chain 1 and single crochet into the ring, and you can crochet over your yarn tail. And then we're going to chain 3 and single crochet into the ring again, and that is our repeat. So we're going to just keep doing a chain 3 and a single crochet until you have 6 chain 3 spaces, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. For the end of round 2, we're just going to have our chain 3 here, and then we're going to slip stitch into that first single crochet that we did at the beginning of the round. And that is round 2. Just go back and double check and make sure that you have 6 chain 3 spaces, because you want your snowflake to have 6 points. You can pull your yarn tail that you crocheted over nice and tight and sew that in and cut that just so it's out of your way. And to do round 3, this is only a 4 round snowflake, so we're halfway done here. So round 3, we're going to work into these chain 3 spaces. So we're going to just slip stitch into this chain 3 space, and we're just going to chain 1 to get started. This does not count as a stitch, and we're going to work 2 double crochet into the chain 3 space, chain 2, and 2 more double crochet, and that is our repeat. So in every chain 3 space, you're going to work 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. And I'll meet you at the end of round 3. So at the end of round 3, you're going to finish your last 2 double crochet, and then you're just going to slip stitch into that first double crochet we did in the very beginning to join your round. For round 4, we're going to start with a chain 1, and we're going to single crochet into that first stitch, single crochet into the next stitch, and now we're at our chain space here. All of these next stitches will be worked into this chain space, and it's going to be these points here of our snowflake. It's going to look a little funny until we stiffen it, so don't worry, I promise it's going to be pretty. So you're going to do 2 single crochet, chain 7, and you're going to slip stitch into the 6th chain from the hook. Chain 4, slip stitch into the base of that chain 4. Then we're going to chain 6, slip stitch into the base of that chain 6, chain 4, and slip stitch into the base of that chain 4. It's going to look like this. We're going to chain 6, slip stitch into the base of that chain 6, and then to bring this all together so that it looks how it's supposed to. So we did a chain 7 at the very beginning, and we skipped that first stitch. That is where we're going to slip stitch into. That brings this all together so that when we pin this down later, it's going to have the center here, these 2 posts here, and these 2 here. So into the chain space still, we just have 2 more stitches. We're going to work 2 single crochet, and we're going to work 1 single crochet into the next stitch and 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and that is our repeat. So as I said, it's going to look a little funny right now, but once we go back and we stiffen that and pin it out, everything is going to work out just fine. I'm going to show you how to do this repeat again, but if you don't want this large gap here, I'm going to show you how to do it slightly differently. Now, there's 2 ways you could do it. You could stiffen and pin it where you pull this one out and pin these out, and it'll look just like the other. But if as a design element you want this to be slightly open when you're pinning it and stiffening it together, that can be a design element. But if you don't want that there, if you want that all joined up together, I'm going to show you how to do it slightly differently for this next one, and this is how I did mine. So there's a little join right there. It just kind of helps it all stay together a little bit, but it's just personal preference, so I wanted to show both. So you're going to do 1 single crochet into that first stitch, 1 single crochet into that next stitch. Now we're working in the chain space again, so we're going to do 2 single crochet and we're going to chain 7. We're going to slip stitch at the 6th chain from the hook, so we're skipping that first chain. We're going to chain 5 and slip stitch into the 4th chain from the hook, so we're going to skip that chain again. And now we're going to chain 6. We're going to slip stitch at the base of that chain 6. And chain 4. Now, because we chained 5 earlier and we have this slip stitch right here, we're going to slip stitch at the base of our chain 4 like normal, and then where we have skipped that stitch previously, we're going to also slip stitch into there. And that is going to join everything up there. Then we're going to chain 6. We're going to slip stitch at the base of our chain 6. And then we're going to slip stitch into that skipped stitch from the very beginning and do our chain 2 into the chain space, our 2 single crochet into the chain space, and then single crochet into the next stitch and single crochet into the next stitch. And you can see this one kind of joins everything together, whereas this one you'll have this space here. So I would just go back to either this repeat that I show you how to do or this repeat and just do them all the same all the way around, and I'll meet you when we get to the end. And again, if you choose to do it this way, if it's just easier to remember, you can still pin it and stiffen it out to look just like this one, or you can choose to pin it out and have a little bit more of an opening. If you do it this way, you're not going to have the option of that opening. So all we're going to do to finish this off is slip stitch into the first single crochet that we did, and then you can cut your yarn, weave in your yarn end, and you are ready to stiffen your snowflake, which if you follow the tutorial that I've given you, it'll end up looking like this. And I'll be back for snowflake number 4.